after a recent spate of attacks on the Indian community. India Day, an event celebrating the cultural ties between Ireland and India, it will no longer go ahead.
Yeah, this comes after community leaders met with Taoiseach Simon Harris and Minister for Migration Colm Brophy yesterday. Joining us to discuss this further are Prashant Shukla, co-chairman of the Ireland-India Council, and Sudeep Sanyal, director of the Vedic Hindu Cultural Centre Ireland. Gentlemen, you're both very welcome.
So much.
Thanks for joining us. And I'm the B team. I'm the cover. I'm usually in here in August, and this time last year, and I think maybe even the year before, we were celebrating the food, the dancing, the entire festival, and usually in here on set,
yes,
we're having a big party, usually in anticipation of India Day, be it on weekend day or during the week. And we're usually celebrating around this time of year, and that's not happening now because you felt, Prashant, that you just can't proceed with the celebrations. Tell us why you've made the decision to cancel this year.
We made this decision because we were not very much worried about the event itself, because that we could secure, and the Garda Síochána assured us enough actually Garda personnel on the ground. But we were worried about the perception after that. And that out of that perception, if any one attacked, that is a failure to our event. And that's why we took very serious decision, and we know the consequence of it. But our wider message to the Irish community is that the Indians are just a soft target. It is attack on your economy, it is attack on your industry, and that Irish people need to understand. And the policing need to be actually go on the next level, because I feel that we are failing to provide enough security and proper investigation and arrest on these assaults.
So let's talk about these assaults, Sudeep, because you're talking about, if you go on to, say, the cultural pages, some of your information pages on social media, they have been bombarded with an awful lot of just vile hatred and abuse. It's actually very hard to look at. Yeah. But when you talk about an attack on our economy, you're also talking about attack from outside forces, is what you believe is happening.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like, if you see the way things are going on in last 2-3 months, we are hearing story every day, and sometimes over the weekend 3-4 stories. It's organized, it's pushed. The way things are happening, even the young kids, they know what they are doing. They have a set agenda, what they are doing and how they are spreading fabricated information. What happened in Talac last month, what they did. It's not that they are just manufacturing it in their head. It's being pushed. It's being...
But what is being pushed?
The hatred.
So is the hatred about, you were talking just before we came on air, about this, that Indians are coming into Ireland and that's the reason you can't buy a house? So, is that what you're seeing?
Like, Indians are coming along. We are all working, whether it is in software industry, whether it is in the health service, whether it is in any other industry. We are all coming along. Like, I came here 20 years back on a high-skilled visa. I work in software industry in IT, and I was required here. The government called me and I came along. In the same way, many people are coming along. They are working hard here. They are all contributing to the economy. They are paying tax here. They are buying the houses based on mortgage and based on the deposit on their savings. They are paying. So nobody is getting any free house here. Nobody is getting any help at all. So if they are buying houses, it's based on the legal law of the country. And if people are spreading fabricated misinformation online, saying Indians are buying houses and that's why the prices are increasing, it's completely wrong.
You mentioned Talac. Can you tell us about your experience, or because you know people who have been attacked, who have been through?
Yeah, there are a number of people, who have been attacked. Like, what happened in Talac was this guy, he came over to Ireland. He was only here 3 weeks. Again, he was brought on a high-skilled visa. And he was going to a temple near Kingswood, and he was severely assaulted by gang of teens, I think around 30 kids, and he was brutally smashed. His forehead was slashed with knife, and then they beat him so badly they pulled his trouser, underwear, everything. Sorry for this gruesome, and then he was all over blood, he was walking. And then they spread a false fabricated information that he's a pedophile. And then adults hit him very hard. So he was beaten twice.
Yeah.
I was in the protest in Talac on 25th of July in the evening, and I was talking to that brave Irish lady, Jennifer Murray. And she said, the kids do it with everyone, but then adults did not came along to help. They could have called the 999 number. You don't need to come out. You could be anonymous. Yeah. Nobody helped him. So there's too much of hatred there in the adults, and those parents are then passing it on to the kids.
Prashant, you met, and I know that you've known quite a few who have been involved in violent attacks. One friend is staying with you. Prashant, you met Minister for Foreign Affairs, the Tánaiste, Simon Harris, yesterday, along with Colm Brophy, Minister for Integration. What did they say to you?
We discussed, actually, we made 5 or 6 recommendations. The one is the joint task force, multi-departmental, Department of Foreign Affairs, Department of Justice, Health, and probably Education. And that could actually work. One side is the law enforcement, and other side is the integration policy, and how these young children or youngsters get proper information about the multicultural society, how they conduct themselves, and remove the perceptions that falsely created by the social media. And Tánaiste also mentioning about very clearly how to control the social media, and he has some views about that. So all are actually very good meeting, I can say, and he's putting a lot of efforts to control this, but probably it may take some time before this violence can stop.
So did he give you an indication of the timeline of when he might try to implement these things?
Yes, so we are meeting him again around 2 or 2.5 weeks, and at that time he will provide some update on what he's doing.
Sudeep, you've been here for 20 years, you mentioned.
Yeah.
Is this a recent, okay, there's racism. There's racism, and it's just unfortunately that we know that that's a factor in this. But is this a more recent development specifically targeted at Indian people?
Like, I'm here 20 years. When I came over and I stayed on here, because I know Irish people are very kind, warm-hearted, loving people. Incidents used to happen once in a while. I won't say nothing used to happen, everything was hunky-dory, no. There were few incidences, but they were not these regular, they were not these ferocious. What is happening in last 2-3 months, the frequency of the incidents and the intensity of them has increased tremendously. There are very, very severe assaults, like what happened to my friend last Wednesday when he was going to work early morning, and he was punched heavily, like kind of 70, 80, 100 punches all over his head. This eye was completely blue, purple. When my son saw him, he was scared. He didn't go to sleep even past midnight. So, this has increased tremendously, and we are hearing every day. Even this morning when I met Prashant, he told me, do you know about this happened on 10th? So, even when we are here right now in studio, something would be happening somewhere. So I'm really scared. But the question comes, why should I be scared? I'm living here in Ireland. I'm working here, and I'm peacefully living along with my family. I'm raising my kid here. And this thing happens. I mean, I understand this is a small percentage, but they should be curbed very fast. I mean, to say like nip at the bud. If we don't do it fast, I'm really worried what will happen. I'm talking to my colleagues in office, and everyone is scared when they are on the road, when they are in the public transport, where they are in public park, if they are at a religious place, they are scared. They don't know what will happen. Even they are driving on the road. There are kids, they used to throw a stone. Now they are doing like this. They have a 7-month-old baby in their car. Imagine what could happen.
And with this, are they reporting to Gardaí, like even the smaller incidents, as you would call them? Yeah, they're going to the guards, talking about all these sorts of things. So you're talking community-wide over the past 3 months, Prashant, that everyone is at a heightened sense. We know that the Indian Embassy has issued a warning about being a member of the Indian community in Ireland, and that this is being reported back home. So
yes,
just heightened
also
sense.
Yesterday I was looking, the Garda Síochána issued actually some areas that we need to be careful about walking on these areas. And actually, it is some sort of advice from the Garda Síochána that within a country that these are the no-go area. That's actually not right. Yeah. Anywhere, any corner of the the Ireland, that's need to be safe and secured, and that need to be changed. And at the same time, I want to actually appeal the people in India that we are in position to control this. It is not that it is an uncontrollable situation, so they should not be panicking about it.
Outcoming.
Yes.
Yeah, we can deal with it.
We're so sorry to hear this. Thank you both for coming in, and we'll cross our fingers for India Day 2026. We look forward to it.
Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us.